Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel Phoenix Scenics. In this episode I'm focusing my painting session on Brutogg Corpse Eater from the game Warhammer Quest Cursed City. Enjoy! I chose Iron Warriors as my base coat for the metal parts because I like this color very much because it's the darkest metallic I could find, or at least the one from the Games Workshop range. So here we see things sped up a little. I usually don't paint this fast, but this time I thought I'll try to give it a go. I focused on the leathery parts in brown. The skin tone I chose red, various kinds of red. Started with a base coat of Games Workshop's Mephiston red, and then used various amounts of shades or the contrast Blood Angels red from Games Workshop as well, and then highlighted with some oranges from Games Workshop like Troll Slayer orange and Fire Dragon bright. Very thin lines were used for highlighting the muscle parts on the arms and parts of the face, like the cheeks and the nose. For his shoulder pad, like the face, I base coated it with Iron Warriors as well, and then painted contrast Thalasar blue over it. I used this scheme on my Rivendell Knights from the Lord of the Rings range, and I very much liked how it became a blue silvery kind of color. As you will see later on in the video, most of the blue color is gone because I painted a lot of stuff over it, but you can still see some underneath. So here I'm focusing on highlighting some of the leather parts, the iron parts, or the steel parts, the metal parts, all the parts. Also the bottle on his right side, which I chose to do like in this color scheme of the miniature, a kind of obscure color like purple violet-ish, which is a big contrast to the rest of the figurine, and I thought it was like a nice distraction from the bulk of leather and steel parts on it, and it also it's also a big contrast with the red of the skin. I chose red on the skin because I wanted to do something different than just the standard flesh color, which I saw a lot of being done, because it's also the standard for the figure from the box. But I chose red instead. So I'm focusing on highlighting the, I think it's like the wolf cloth, the wolf skin, which he has underneath all his armor and up his boots or over his boots. Yeah, as you can see here, there's still some blue visible on the shoulder pauldron. The little sticks that you see from Green Stuff World, they're called weathering sticks, and usually you use them to weather, like, I don't know, like tanks and stuff, but it works perfectly fine for smaller things as well. Just make sure you don't have a lot of paint on there, because it will, well, smush if you press too hard, and it will like leave a big blob of paint, and you don't want that. You want it to be as subtle as possible. So here we have a little close-up of Brutogg Corpse Eater. Yeah, I think he's starting to look reasonably. Hope you think so as well. Let me know in the comments if you think otherwise or have a question on certain things of the miniature, how I painted it. For the weathering sticks, the weathering stick I used with different rust colors from Green Stuff World as well. They're liquid pigments, and I think they work quite well. Also with this miniature, which you will see in the end. Continuing some weathering, so I used Green Stuff World rust liquid pigments. Also used some verdigris, and the other one is called turquoise oxide, also from Green Stuff World. They have an amazing range, I think, of paint as well, but also special paints like these rust kind of paints. So here we have another close-up. It's starting to look more decent. As you can see, there's still some blue shining through from the shoulder pauldron. Yeah, had some issues with the camera not focusing, which was very annoying, so I was too lazy to cut it out as well. Because I had to go through like almost 6 hours of material, and the software I was using wasn't really working that well with my PC, so that slowed things down. Here we have a good close-up. Yeah, I really like the highlighting parts on his muscles and also in his face and his neck veins, or his neck. Yeah, I don't know how you call it. So continuing work on the base, I used AK Interactive Diorama acrylics. For this one I used desert sand, because I also have the beach sand version, but it is much more lighter of a sand, and I wanted to have something darker. In the end, it didn't really matter, because I would go over it with a black ink wash anyway. But you know, this is kind of the way how these things progress when you're working on a miniature, especially when you're focusing on it like this. Like, I gave it, I think, the time and the attention it deserved. So you just find out as you go what you like and what you do not like as much. Alright, so this was my second session of the day, finishing the model. So here I'm using Agrax Earthshade on the leathery parts on the back, and the scimitar of the golden. I've always liked how Agrax Earthshade works with gold. I used to splash it on all my models in various amounts, but I tried with this model to take it back a notch, because it also makes a miniature look kind of bland, as in if you put Agrax Earthshade or Nuln Oil or whatever over the entire miniature, it kinda looks the same, like, overall, and I don't want that, not anymore. So I chose a different path this time, which I will continue doing so on the next miniatures as well. Yeah, so I highlighted the green little bottle, which is hanging from his neck, which hangs like on the rope, attached to the rope. And as you can see, I used green for it, and also, I'm not sure if you noticed, but the eyes are green as well. And also there's a little green bottle on his back, which is attached to the scimitar. And I thought it was like a little story that he uses the bottle that he wears around his neck to drink from, and that gives him some extra oomph, some extra ogre madness, some ogre strength. and that he got the potion from the same place where he like maybe found the scimitar and the shoulder pauldron, because the eyes on the shoulder pauldron are green as well. Yeah, so here I'm putting some snow on the base. I used AK Interactive Terrain Snow. It's very fluffy, but when it dries up it looks, yeah, I think it looks perfect. Yeah, so adding some extra fluff there. Yeah, and also put some snow on various places on his armor and near his sword on his left hand and on the mace in his right hand. Because I was thinking if there's like a little storm or something, or some snow falls off from a rooftop or from a tree, and if he's outside and it's cold, obviously, then it will stick on some cold parts of the metal and perhaps flies off other parts of the metal. And I thought it just made sure that it really looks like Brutogg is going through a snowy environment instead of just walking on a snowy environment. Yeah, so here we have the end photos of the miniature. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Took me about 5.5 to 6 hours. Hey, thank you for watching the latest video on my channel Phoenix Scenics. I really hope to see you next time, so hit that subscribe button if you want to stay updated. Also, smash that like button, as they always say, and leave a comment if you have a comment or want to ask me something. And I really hope to see you next time. Cheers! Oh yeah. Next time I will paint up this guy and this guy. Alright, see you next time. Bye bye.